How did this guy win hundreds of thousands of dollars without studying or preparing? Meet Mike Postle. He had a dream to crush the best poker players in the game. There was just one problem. He couldn't do it fair and square. So he found another way to win. And it worked almost perfectly. But there was one catch. His magic trick only worked on one table in one poker stream. The pattern wasn't there. A good friend of mine always says, poker is a microcosm of life. And it is. It's got the same brutal distribution. Anyone can play, but over the long haul, the best vacuum up all the money. If you're not skilled or not riding a heater, it doesn't last. And the high-stakes players, they're human lie detectors. Now let's talk about me. I've been around a lot of poker players. High-stakes players have brought me into their inner circles. I've watched players flip for six-figure pots. They've had side bets bigger than most median salaries, and over time, I've noticed the real grinders, the ones who've lasted decades, all share the same traits. They studied, maybe not equally, but obsessively. Being in those circles, you're getting TED Talks on GTO and group chats with high-level hand analysis. When you talk to a top pro, you can tell. They will walk you through their decision tree and give you logical reasoning for their decision-making. And then there was Mike Postle. Anytime I tried to talk to him about a hand, there was no depth, no cognitive infrastructure. The man played like a savant, but articulated his moves like he just learned the rules from a cereal box.
Yeah, this one's a little fuzzy. Of course, it got a little fuzzier as the night went on. I had the right mix of wine. I might have done a shot or two.
It just didn't make sense to me.
Dave checks here. Right?
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what they have. Sometimes the way someone looks at me or the way they check.
He sounded and acted nothing like the successful pros that I knew, but yet he was making more money on smaller stream games than my successful friends were making at bigger off-stream games. January 23rd, 2019, the Mike Postle interview, a masterclass in damage control. 2 weeks after Jake and I did commentary on one of the craziest games we had ever seen, Justin Karitis sat down with Mike Postle for an interview. It didn't take long to see the real agenda: damage control. Justin guided the conversation like a man steering a drifting car, cutting in whenever Mike's answers wandered.
And I don't know if...
Okay, wait, you had a weird feeling they weren't that strong, but did you also have a weird feeling that they were stronger than you?
And Mike? Well, let's just say his responses weren't doing him any favors.
Yeah, this one's a little fuzzy. Of course, it got a little fuzzier as the night went on. I had the right mix of wine. I might have done a shot or two.
Not exactly the crisp analysis of a poker savant.
I had a weird feeling that they weren't that strong.
More like a guy riding a lucky streak and hoping nobody asks too many questions. Justin, meanwhile, kept tossing Mike lifelines, talking over Mike as if a little clarification could smooth everything over.
Things where I felt like Dave can't call.
Okay, I want to stop you real quick because this is on the river. You're second to act in a three-way pot. You're a dog to both hands, and you have shoved all in here for 11.4K. Thank you.
The whole exchange was telling and looked very staged. Not very convincing, not quite a train wreck, but definitely something you couldn't look away from. After feeling that pattern wasn't right and seeing too many odd hands, and then getting Bart's encouragement, I did the only logical thing. I took my suspicions to Stones. March 2019, the official complaint to Stones about the cheating. I reached out to Justin Karitis to see if we could talk in person. Of course he made time for me. He always did. There was a back room at Stones. It was empty most nights. Industry events, band gigs, otherwise it was a pretty dead space. That's where Justin would pull me aside to lecture me, swearing too much on stream, ranting again, doing something ridiculous. Except this time, we were there because I needed to talk to him. I was really nervous, but I dropped the bomb. Listen, Justin, people think Mike's cheating. The gossip's getting loud, and the hands look really odd. I was really shocked because Justin didn't even blink. He said everyone was jealous. Pure jealousy. Mike's better than all of them. Nobody gets his game, he said. Then he hit me with the martingale strategy story. Mike apparently uses the martingale strategy? I had never heard of that being applied to poker. If you want to look it up, it's used for roulette. And it's not a good strategy. It's a good way to go broke. And it really has nothing to do with poker. Justin insisted that if there's cheating, he will quit his job. And that the only reason this thing is going around is because people are gossiping about Mike and they're jealous of him. And Mike's a fearless player, and he maximizes his EV when he plays. These so-called pros are all wrong. There's no such thing as GTO because everyone plays different. And just because they can't understand his play doesn't mean it's wrong. He insisted that an outside agency audits their live stream every 3 months and that there hasn't been a security breach. You don't understand poker, he said. You aren't a professional poker player. You don't understand Mike's style of poker. He wasn't wrong about the insecurity. My poker education, outdated. Gut over analytics, basically. I hadn't opened a strategy book in years. I joked my way through a lot of hands because diving deep meant exposing what I didn't know. So I let it go. Maybe I was wrong. I left that conversation so confused. Where did I go wrong? What was I not seeing? I left Stone's and I went into the parking lot and I sat in my car. And I opened up the notes of my phone and I just wrote down everything that Justin and I talked about, everything that he said. And then I sent that to Bart. And I just wondered what he thought. The chip dumping. The commentators heard the same rumors I did. Mike's cheating. And some of them were in the booth often, watching his worst hands go down live. Check countless YouTube clips. Their reactions say it all. The disbelief, the "this isn't how poker works" faces.
He has outflopped his opponents who have real hands. This is textbook Mike. And John O, to your point, here's a little maniac play by Mike. Mike can be a little bit of a poker maniac, as you can see with his 10 deuce coming along and outflopping people, and he won't be going anywhere. Mike flops pairs and draws and floats and all sorts of stuff. So we'll see what he does in this pot.
They had to know something wasn't right. Other commentators and some patrons went to Justin too. Separate conversations. Same warning. Mike's play isn't right. He might be cheating. All of them dismissed by Justin. All were told, impossible. Justin had a huge leak. He didn't get poker success or even poker in general. Case in point, martingale strategy. He always defended Mike's losses as though that meant he wasn't cheating. The funny thing is that Justin always referenced Mike's losses that happened off stream. Rarely did he lose on stream, unless he wasn't cheating. Justin didn't understand the long game, the math, the grind, the years it takes to earn respect. Anyone can get lucky and win one session, but staying on top, that's the real test. Justin's idea of cheating, simplistic, almost cute, only winning. He thought, if you're only winning and not losing, that's the only way you could cheat. Like a guy who read one poker book and called himself an expert. A few months after more people confronted Justin about Mike, the whispers turned to shouts and more players started complaining again. So Justin started feeling the heat and the public pressure started mounting. One commentator told me that after they went to Justin, the next game they did commentary on had some weird coincidental chip dumping. It looked like damage control, and it happened a few times. Another commentator I know went to Justin worried that Mike might be cheating, and the next stream, Mike turned into a chip fountain again, because nothing convinces people you're not cheating like suddenly losing on purpose. And then, for the first time ever, He also tipped the commentator $50. Great job on commentary. And it honestly makes a lot of sense if you're Justin. Just dump some chips, pressure's off, because obviously, if you're cheating, you're not going to lose. There were enough people complaining about Mike that Justin decided to have a meeting with the commentary staff. JFK had a meeting with all of the commentary to address rumors of Mike Postle cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And that was in March of 2019.
About that, yeah.
So then all the commentary knew that there were these rumors.
Right. And
did he actually say Mike Postle?
Yes. Yeah, he said that, someone or a couple people had thought, Mike could be cheating, and that he could have access to whole cards. And, he had somebody look in an outside agency, look into the system and make sure that there was no, back doors into it, that it was safe and
did he
all that.
So you said he said he had someone look into it. Did he share any of that with you guys? Like, did he share any of the evidence of any sort of investigation?
No, yeah, it's not like he said, a company, just an outside agency.
Justin's investment into Mike. January 12th, 2019. Jake and I finished commentary. We were shell-shocked. I went straight to Justin after the show. Did you watch Mike tonight? He played like he knew the cards. Justin's logic? If you win, cheating. If you lose, legit. Simple as that. His instant defense? Well, Mike dropped $30K last week at another casino. I don't know which casino, but that's what he said. Funny thing is, Justin always knew Mike's numbers. Win, loss, cash outs, every detail. And that was weird, because Justin didn't give a damn about any other players in that room. But Mike? Suddenly he's a human spreadsheet. Even if they were best friends, who announces another man's wins or losses like that? Then there was the stream. Wild hands happened all the time, but Justin seemed to only care about Mike's mess-ups. Suddenly cards got corrected just for Mike.
And you're just in time to see Mike Jesus Postle make a terrific bluff. And of course, I mean, it's,
$1,500, and we end up on the river with 8 high versus 9 high, and this will work all
This is
day.
perfect. This is textbook Stones Live here. 8 high versus 9 high, and there's like thousands of dollars in the pot. And now,
And guys, if T-Bone somehow finds some miracle ship, it's never going to happen. He's
we're
just going to fold.
hear the Casey Xena
But
echoing through the canyon walls.
This would be the shot heard around the
It would
world.
be the shove of the century.
It couldn't ever
He
happen.
can't do it.
I can't do it. I can see the cards. I can't.
I
do
can.
It.
I fold. Yeah, I still fold.
I'm looking at the cards. And I still no, don't. Oh my God, please. For the love of everything ever, please.
Can he ever?
No way. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
How in the world? And
I mean, I am a T-Bone fangirl for life if this happens.
It's a value shove. He has the best hand.
No way. Oh my God. No. What? What?
Oh, the graphics are wrong?
Dude, don't
what
ruin
a
my
letdown.
highlight.
Unbelievable.
Oh, the graphics are wrong.
Does he have 8-9? Taylor, does he have 8-9?
Don't even tell me the graphics are wrong. I'm so much happier if the graphics are right here.
Mike has
All he
8-9.
said is the graphics are wrong, and he says Mike has
Mike
what?
has it.
Mike has 6-9? No.
Wait. Help. What do they have?
Tell me they have the same hands, but they're just reversed. It's still cool. Anybody? Bueller? Mike has what?
Mike has 8-9.
Mike has 8-9. Ah, shit.
Mike just has the nuts.
Even when the graphics are wrong, Mike still wins. How?
So T-Bone's hand is correct. He's bluffing here. This is just a fantastic bluff by T-Bone. I hear that Mike has 8-9, but I love this bluff. Why can't Mike have 8-6?
Why? Can we just give T-Bone the money? I want T-Bone to get
Mike
the money.
is like, what do I do with the nuts?
Mike Postle's the Chuck Norris of poker. Amen, brother. I'm not even a religious man, but we're going to just drop a solid amen to that.
I am a religious man, and amen.
God. Isn't there like a better Jewish term for that, though?
What than amen?
I don't know.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. I thought that was like cheers, salute.
This is so sad. Oh, they're the wah, 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 wah.
8-9 of spades. No wonder he's going.
Oh
nowhere.
my God. Oh my
Cool.
God.
Only Mike flops 8-9 of spades. Good God, man. Postle bluffed the graphics.
What can you say? I mean, the guy can see his opponent's cards right now.
Justin would hop in the chat and smooth things over. Mike's good, he said, but not that good. Like he was doing damage control on a very obvious, weirdly played hand. The complaints. People noticed Mike looking at his crotch constantly. From the moment the cheating started, he had the phone wedged between his legs. Players saw it eventually. They saw the reckless plays. They saw the unnatural focus to his lap. And they sure as hell saw how a break-even grinder suddenly became the poker room's unbeatable god. I don't know how many, but I'm sure Justin got flooded with complaints. So he did what he always did. He changed the rules. First, no cell phones on stream. That's when Mike's hat got stuffed. That's when the bone-conducting headphones appeared. And it was a great match, the microphone that Justin was wearing on his blazer. When the DOJ told me that they didn't have a microphone itemized for Justin, I went digging. I went through all of the old Stone Slide footage, and what do you know? Every time Justin stepped on camera, no mic. Gone. Like magic. He was good. But the footage of Mike, still there. Him pressing on his hat, that stuffed hat, all after the phone ban. Justin's solution? Not investigating. Just pretend to fix things with new rules. And for all of us calling him out, Justin became an incredible gaslighter. You're just jealous. He lost last week. How's he even cheating? A sane person would have yanked Mike from the game. A sane person would have done a real investigation. But now, we know why Justin didn't. He was probably in on it. And once the heat died down, phones were back. Mike was back. Same old scam.
Mike's thought process. I mean, who wouldn't want to know the thought process of a poker player that is running like a freaking god? They nicknamed you in previous streams, Mike Jesus Postle, God. It's just like, I think it's the other way. I think you might have sold your soul to the devil.
The pressure is mounting, and Justin is scrambling. In our next episode, we'll go to the World Series of Poker for the summer, when everyone loves to take a break from work, including cheaters.